The key question is, does that vehicle that ended up on the tracks, that SUV, how it ended up there? They're not ruling anything out at this point. They're bringing a bunch of investigators. They say they're keeping all avenues open, and they're going to be looking at a number of factors, including the highway, the crossing, as well as the event recorder on the train, how fast the train was going, a number of factors. As you mentioned, this is one of the deadliest crashes, commuter rail crashes in New York's history. This is the second busiest commuter rail line, so it's one of those things that's very concerning for people here in the city who take the trains every day to get in and out. And the governor was on the scene yesterday saying that, describing the catastrophe inside the front of the train, the fire that resulted from this. But as investigators look at everything, one of the most important things they're going to be looking at is the signals at the crossings, whether or not they were working properly. Here's one of the investigators from the NTSB.
We know that we want to send somebody to look at a grade crossing accident. We know that we want to send somebody to look at the signals, the rail traffic signals, the highway signals, as well as the crossing arms. And each of those devices has a recorder on it. Those recorders have already been secured, and we have our signals expert who will be going along with us.
Now, witnesses say the woman who drove the SUV onto the tracks, it appeared that the gate came down on her vehicle, that at one point she actually got out, tried to move the car, and then that's when the collision happened. So it's not clear exactly what led to this very tragic accident.
I suppose investigators will also be looking at the history here, because this commuter line has had issues before, hasn't it, Steve?
That's right. This commuter line has a long and troubled history. There was a report from the NTSB late last year which looked at 5 accidents just in the last 2 years and found that those accidents contributed to 6 deaths and more than 100 injured. And what they found was that there was pervasive issues when it came to safety, and that even when there were accidents, that they weren't investigated thoroughly and that any deficiencies weren't actually acted upon. So while they are going to be looking at the very specific nature of this case in terms of why that signal arm was down, why the SUV ended up on the tracks, they're also going to be looking at broader systemic issues. And so that's going to be sort of the overarching theme here in this, is that this is a very troubled line and has had problems in the past.